Hi, I'm going to continue on the whole drying part of Benjamin. I'm going to show you how I dry his head. Earlier I did a live video on how I dried his body and his legs and stuff like that. This is kind of how I dry his head. This is a head pillow. You can do it, leave it this way, this way, or this way, or this way. And the concept is they lay their head in the pillow and to relax their head. They're not completely laid flat. Their neck is arched. We use these a lot for dogs, especially that have a really long hair, that are going to be spent hours brushing to make sure that they're in show coat, just to make sure there aren't any tangles. But he likes this little head pillow. When he sees it come out, he just lays his head down. A couple of ways, like I said, I can use it this way to arch his head up a little bit more, or this way he can lay it down even further. So I got this at a place called Pants for Dogs. They also make wonderful pee boots and other pants for, like, say, girls that are in season and stuff like that. So, so now I'm just going to show you how I dry his head, and it is kind of dry, but I'm gonna kind of follow that up a little bit. This is my Shernbao dryer, and when I dry the dog's head, and most of the dog's heads, I take this nozzle off. It's my condenser nozzle. That one's like a super condensed. This one's kind of fans the air out a little bit more. I'm going to take and I'm going to put this dryer on. I usually start off low and let the dogs get used to the noise and the sound. He has cotton in his ears, so it kind of muffles the sound. It isn't as scary of a noise, because it's the noise that kind of scares them. The air kind of is a little weird because they're not used to it, but I know some dogs leave their head out the windows too when they're driving down the road, and it's no different than that. So just they're made to be on a grooming table and to be dry. Excuse me, my neighbor is out working on his yard. So I'm going to turn this dryer on. I'm going to kind of show you how I use it without the nozzle to dry the ears and the head. So here we go. I'm going to turn it on. Might be a little loud. About as loud as his blowing the grass out of the yard. So now I'm going to try to get this a little bit closer so you can kind of see. And then I'm going to kind of get this down to the skin. And on the head, I'm going to go a little bit slower than I would on the body, just because most dogs don't want their heads dry. He is very tolerant. He's had this done all of his life, so he knows that while he may not like it, he still has to have it done. I call it a necessary evil, So now I'm going to dry his ears, and I'm just going to hold it flat. You can hide the ear leather if you like, pinch the ear opening, just kind of dry. Now, and then when I do the insides of the ears, I flip the hair, like the ear, inside out, and I cover this part with the bottom half, so that, and then I point it away from the ear canal. You never want to put this directly into the ear. So I'll dry that. And then as far as his head, I can hold onto his muzzle. And I go out around the eye. I never go into the eye. And I'll just use it like this until he's good and dry. And then I'll follow it up with the stand dryer and a brush. Like I said, he's had this done all of his life. He's pretty used to it. So that's pretty much how I dry the head. If you don't have one of these, a lot of times I'll take a blanket or a towel. I'll wrap it around, say, sometimes a paper towel roll. Or, you know, or if I have a nice thick towel like this, I'll fold it a couple of times. And then I'll roll it up. Like this. And then he can sit his head down on that, like that. I just feel like it's easier for them to kind of, instead of being like completely flat on the table, it's a little more comfortable for them to have something to kind of prop their head up on the table. So I hope this video helps. I'm finishing up on him, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.